All right. Well, at least I'm not having internet issues today. I've gotta image my OS first. The backstory here is I was trying to get GPU Pi working, but there's something really funny about that on AM3 Plus for whatever reason. So this is my backup plan, and as I'm looking for my SATA to USB adapter. Here we go. This may go absolutely nowhere, but as long as the CPU stays alive, I'll be happy. If I kill the sticks on the board, then I had it coming, but the CPU is a pretty good one, so I'll try to keep all the CPU related. Show me the goods. Hi Keep. This is for OCN, so let's do it. So I've got to fix my bot, and I've got to take an image of this OS, which shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so this is our setup for today. I haven't even done anything with the CPU pod yet, but I'll get my pod as well actually. So first time using the Hall of Fame memory pod. Gene, no, it's Crosshair 5 Extreme, non-Z. So it comes with all of this lovely stuff, but I'm actually using my Bartex full copper spreaders. So I'm just gonna sit the pot on top. Should be all right. Just like this. Hopefully it's got enough weight on it. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, I can't really, hopefully you can see this. Top is the left stick, bottom is the right stick. I can call out the temps if necessary. I think, yeah, I've got some copper coins here in case I need extra weight. So my approach to memory, cold memory, is I don't screw down the pot because I like having temperature control by just lifting the pot off. So what I do instead is I basically make sure to have good contact by having it be heavy enough, basically. That's the long and the short of it. So step one will be to attach the CPU to CPU pod, basically. But I also need to change my my bot because that's broken. So how's everyone doing? Anyone else here gonna bench Team Cup? I'm so late on this. I wanted to be streaming like an hour ago, but I just tried a few OSs, and GPU Pi on AM3 Plus is no joke. It really doesn't work out of the box. So our last stream was actually FM1, so that's nice. RAM is Kingston MF4. I do have G-Skill MF4, but that's engineering sample, so I can't run it for this competition. My CPU is the golden or platinum FX 8350. The board is Crosshair 5, and bench I'm gonna do memory max valid. If I hit some sort of a dead end with that, I'll try Cinebench actually. I was 3 points away from the goal on Cinebench, so maybe, funnily enough, maybe MF4 will just relax the pressure on the IMC enough to let me clock a little bit higher or something. And there's a very outside chance I may still run a few loops of GPU Pi, but to be honest, that bench has just rubbed me the wrong way today. Hey TV, well, I'm not going to say your name, but TV, I'll just call you TV. Doing all right, just relaxing. Memory training. What kind of memory training? I'm assuming DDR4. Looking at some 1440p monitors. Okay. So there we go. That's what we're actually going to be benching. Now let's attach a pot. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply it was offensive. It's just a long name as well, so. Okay, so we're going to take the sticks out very carefully. I don't want the probe to plop out. Farino, is that the right pronunciation? So we need to get our heater attached. Yeah. Gotta put a bit of Ferrigno. Okay, sweet. By the way, I soldered on some read points here. Maybe that will come in handy. And yeah. That's my new Fluke, by the way. So it's a dual input temp monitor, and to be honest, it does work better than my generic one. Yeah, I don't really know what how this platform scales in Cinebench 15. I know it scales with CPU Northbridge. I know it scales with memory frequency to some degree. And I originally ran Cinebench on, I think, Samsung's, or was it Hyper's? Might have been Hyper's. And my efficiency was bad, so I actually reran on PSC, and I still couldn't catch the guy in first. So I don't know, MFR might actually help here, because it seems like it's all about the core and it's all about temperature management as well. I think once you get to 7.5 gigahertz, you end up having sort of a little bit of thermal throttling and stuff. I'm trying to screw a rod into this thing and it's not cooperating. Maybe it's just fully screwed in at this point. Who knows? I have to make sure that I don't know why this is wobbly. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's somewhat flush with the back. Right. This 24-pin routing is a bit weird. but should work. It's just getting in the way of the temperature probe. All right, where's my gellet? Fresh tub is always nice. Yeah, he's I don't think he's streamed 8G, but he's attempted 8G for sure. I mean, he's done 8G off stream, but as far as I know, I'm the only one who's done it on stream. So gotta get some towels in here as well. All right, this should be good enough. Where's my pot? Almost 100% happy. You know, for 32M, that basically means not happy at all. 32M is this rabbit hole that no one ever escapes from. Okay, I think that's better. As long as I don't bump into my monitor trying to fill the pot. 2 days on thirds. Guys like Mad, Chew, those kind of guys that spend 2 weeks or 2 months on thirds. So screwing down the pot. Exciting stuff. Maybe I should shorten my rods. Top 5. Wow, top 5 is really, really hard. No way, man. Gotta have realistic goals. Just gotta plug in my secondary power supply. Alright, we have temp sensing everywhere. Just need to attach the RAM, I suppose. These blue temp probes are a pain in the ass. That's why they're my backup. I prefer the braided EK ones. But I don't have 3 of the braided, so... Alright. It's certainly been a while since I've 3-potted anything. I mean to say 3 shop towels sold out. Nice. Maybe not 3-potted, but 3 probed, for lack of a better word. It's fired up, and you can always change things on the fly to a certain degree. Oh, and I need a bit of paste on the sticks. Let's make sure we have display out. Yeah, there we go. Nice. This looks somewhat promising. Basically, just want to be able to see the postcode. And now we need probes. Tons and tons of, or what is it called? Thermal paste. Man, I've had a bad night's sleep. I can tell you that much. And I never quite seem to have enough spatulas. I always need to clean them in between. Okay, so I swear I know what I'm doing, guys. I mean, with the copper spreaders, it's not as important. glad to hear it, Matthew. Live and learn, or laugh at my fail. Either way, it's going to be entertaining, right? Okay, the CPU is getting a little bit too hot, so I will shut down now and grab some LN2 and do the final mount of the pot. Just hoping I can find a good solution in terms of insulation with this towel I've got. Yeah, it feels just a little bit too light, so I'm gonna throw some euro coins in there. Well, Matthew, if you've seen this before, certainly not seen this before. If you know what I mean. That's a bit of a confusing way of wording it, but if by chance you had already seen this before, the coins have made a difference. Very, very different. As it starts raining outside. Yeah, that feels pretty solid now. Want to protect the power connector while still having the flexibility of lifting off the pot. All right, time for a bit of LN2. Just one more thing I need is just gotta get a drink actually, but one more thing I need is actually a fan. Right. Coke is not sponsoring me. Alright, fan time. Well, my podcam, sorry, my CPU pot was showing plus 30, so that's a little bit concerning. Let's get out to like at least minus 50 first. Not sure what I want to do with the RAM. I think it would be nice to get it to minus 50 stable first, but on the other hand, it would also be nice to find a baseline of what it can do full pot, with the CPU full pot and the RAM just idling. Yeah, fuck it, let's pull them both down. I need another thermos though. Oh, there we go. Now, if only I could optimize the location of the fan in such a way that I don't get an insane amount of condensation. Well, we have a 10-degree delta between the two sticks, as you might be able to see here, but I'm not sure my probes are accurate enough to really make any kind of judgment from that. Let's keep the CPU nice and low. Disable this. I should really be looking at what this stage actually requires. That would be, you know, that would sort of make sense. Okay, so just want to add this cam as well. Alright, so we are in the mem frequency category here, and it's DDR3, and we just got started. So DDR3, total memory size is 8 gigabytes. That's why I have 2 sticks in there. Okay, we're minus 50 on the CPU now. So the rest goes into the sticks. Okay. So let's go back. DDR3, CAS is 10. All the other timings are okay. AM3 Plus has a better IMC, so I'm using that rather than AM3. We need a validation link. We need CPU, memory, SPD, and motherboard in the thing, in the validation screenshot. And very, very important, we need the background. So the stuff I'm likely to forget is SPD tab. Validation, I instinctually, I'm just going to be always doing that, I think. I don't think that's an issue as such. But yeah, SPD tab and background and memory tab, sorry, and motherboard tab, those could be interesting. So as expected, our probes are a little bit drifty because now, oh God, we're at 56 and 49. So it's actually, they've gotten closer as we've pulled down a bit. So the top memory frequency divider is 2400. Let's start off with that. And we can link the CPU North Bridge because there's no reason not to. HT we can also leave at a lower one. Spread spectrums need to be disabled. So we need to be at CL10. And I think we can go a little bit higher for a baseline. Just gonna call it TC. And while that's posting, I'm gonna get some more LN2. I'll sit it in BIOS first. Okay, that's BIOS. Come on. Stay in BIOS, you stupid thing. Okay. Running out of spots to put my thermoses. Gotta get rid of that CPU fan error bullshit. I might start off with the CPU at minus 75. Maybe that's... So we don't want to monitor CPU fan speed. And now save that. And we need to loosen all this crap out. I don't know if 19 is the right choice, but let's just see if we can post with CL19. Yeah, it was 10 degrees. So let me just do a few more things and I'll come back to that. They were showing a 10-degree delta, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's a bad mount. What it means is that the probes are K-types, so-called K-type probes, and they're not optimized. Like, they basically have an accuracy curve, right? Where they are less accurate at ambient temperatures, or in a relative sense, let's say. I'm not suggesting that they're actually accurate at full pot, of course, because it's such a low temperature, they're still going to be off from the real temperature. But nevertheless, the accuracy that these probes have at full pot is better than at ambient, and there's definitely probe to probe variance as well. So at ambient, or just under ambient, we had a 10-degree delta, but right now we have got a 3-degree delta, and my pot hasn't moved, so my mount is the same. So that will tell you that maybe one of the probes is even worse at ambient than the other, but as you pull down, their accuracy improves, and then maybe one of the probes' accuracy improved faster than the other. That then gives you a 3-degree delta at minus 60, even though you had a 10-degree delta at like 0. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. So I'm still at the stage where I'm loosening, waiting for everything to freeze over nicely. I'm loosening out the timings. I'm not pushing anything. Let's just see if that posts. I just have to make sure that every change I make isn't... Yeah, see, there we go. 84. 84 means issues. And specifically memory issues. So we have to make sure we don't over loosen any of the timings, because we want to be able to do you know, minus, let's say we want to be able to do this 2400 strap no matter what, without pushing volts or anything. So low on space. I'm trying to rearrange things without it being annoying, but it's dual channel anyway, so it's a completely different thing to... Okay, let's see if we can at least max out TWR. I think that's one of the relatively important timings. C5 is good, 84 is not. So 84 does flash up a little bit during the regular boot process, or post process rather, but stuck on 84 means dead memory channel. You know, it means lots of very interesting things, but memory related, but it doesn't... I mean, it can mean dead memory channel. but it can also just mean timing's too loose. So we've maxed WR. Row cycle time is another important one. Let's see if we can max that. In a sense, I don't like, don't hold me to that, but what I'm trying to say is if the okay, maybe I'm making this way too complicated, but if it's a probe that is off by a lot at ambient, then the likelihood is when you pull it down that it's going to be off by less when you're at like minus 100. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. I'm sorry for overcomplicating this. I've sort of dug myself a hole here, but the long and the short of it is having 10 degrees difference between the two pros of the two sticks at ambient is not an indication that my thermal paste is bad or my mount is uneven. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, so we're pretty loose here. Not sure if this refresh rate even helps us, to be honest. Okay, let's see if we can max these timings. We may not be able to. Ooh, it took longer to train, but still seems all right. I'm glad I have the towel, actually. That's helping. I'm not really able to keep the condensation in check as much as I would like. I probably need a bigger fan. Gotta need a bigger fan. That was a Jaws reference. I hope you get it. Okay, that's already maxed. 10 is a requirement of the competition stage. We can probably just leave all the rest of these loose. Okay, so we're nearly at a minus 100. Maybe I should just go to minus 100. Maybe that's the solution. The big unknown also is how does DRAM help us, you know, DRAM voltage. All right, that's probably gonna cool down to minus 100 now. So let's start pushing a little bit. 220. I mean, that's not much. 2600. You can do that on ambient Samsung, but I think it's also important to get a score out. So I might even like just get a 2800 score out just to have the score. So okay, that's 2900. Let's see how that goes. Okay, CPU is a bit warm. I don't want to go under minus 50 for sure. Okay, so that's 2880. What I mean under, that's maybe also sort of strange phraseology, but under as in a smaller number than, so that actually means warmer. I probably should just say warmer. There is no well, I'll get back to you on that. That's also a complicated question. Okay, so So you see that, okay, first things first, I need the background. I desperately need the background, so I'm gonna do nothing until I get a background on the USB stick. So Manu, let me maybe give you a summary. Yes, in an ideal world, 2-dimmer is better at memory frequency, absolutely, with no doubt about it. On the Haswell side, that's what you use, but we have a socket limitation and we also have a dual channel limitation on this stage, and that really reshuffles the deck a lot. That really means that first of all, you have fewer boards to choose from, and also your IMC becomes so critical. On Haswell, pretty much any 4770K would pretty much benefit from 2-dimmer board, but here, because it's so IMC limited, it becomes a completely different game. Okay, we've got our background. We have CPU Z. Just gotta copy it over. And for me personally, another big factor is I only have 2 boards on this socket, and none of them are dual dimmers. And this board actually has a blue tack in between the memory slots, so it's already cold RAM prepped. And if you want to get really technical about it, XP would probably be better than Windows 7 as well. So, oh, I need a screenshotting utility. I hope I have one here. Yes. So we need, oops, that's the wrong one. Well, okay, so that screenshots perfectly. Okay, our temps are all right. We're a little bit warm on the RAM. Actually, with the RAM temperatures, there's another factor. You can have a badly attached probe as well. So what you're reading here, it's sort of, you definitely have to take it with a grain of salt. You can have a badly attached probe. You can actually have a bad mount between the pot and the RAM sticks, or you can have inaccurate probes. And those all sort of mix together to give you a flawed view of reality. Let's put it mildly. I think they want both SPDs. Let's give them that. Oops. I'm going to put a notepad in there as well. I don't know if these temperatures are optimal. I'm going to try and work on that. But it's good to note them down anyway. So if you're doing the wrong thing, you know to what degree, like what actually was the wrong thing that you were doing. Man. So got the background, we've got the tabs. Ooh, I'm missing one CPU Z. Almost the most important one, which is the memory one. So that's 1444. 1444. But really important, I also need a valid file. So if someone can just, I'm paranoid about these things. Okay, so here's our valid file. So background, 2 SPDs, memory, CPU, mainboard, and a valid file. And I'm going to need a rig pick as well. So now what I can do is I can just leave everything open and just play with BCLK a little bit. If it crashes, it crashes. But we'll just see how far we can go. It's getting a little bit warm, so let's get more LN2. Oh, I have some right here. I don't really like pouring from the big thermos into the small pot. I should probably disable cores because with 8 cores you have more heat. Maybe stresses the IMC a little bit more as well. Yeah, let's catch up on chat while we're waiting for the pot to pull down. Yeah, correct. Like, I'm sure people would disagree with me, but Haswell was the first generation where a 2 dimmer really helped a lot. DDR4 for sure, but Haswell DDR3 is the first time that people really purposely sought out 2 dimmers for memory frequency max valid. Okay, there's 3000. That's not bad. That's worth saving for sure. It's more like a minus 110 on the sticks. Let's just be a bit careful about this. So that's DDR3000, and can't forget to also do a valid. Ah, hey new. Rampod is my wishing pit. Yes. So I mentioned this earlier, but I put it in there for more thermal mass, but also for more weight, so I don't have to screw down the pot. So if I ever get too cold, I lift the pot. Instead of having to wait or torch it or whatever, I just lift the pot off. Raw connect. Not sure about that. This is new. This is for Team Cup. So it's a stage with 2 DIMMs. So there's a lot of things, a lot of other bottlenecks. I agree with you. If I'm trying to go for absolute max valid, especially like for the CPU, then raw connect can help. But there's so many limiting factors. So let me just. This is the stage. It's limited to CL10. It's limited to 8 gigabytes of RAM. Here we go. This is the stage. And it's also limited to AM3, AM3 Plus socket and CAS10. So there's a lot of factors which mean that raw connect for me, I mean, I could also argue that I should really be using Windows XP, but I don't really care too much. So the IMC is getting a little bit too warm. Interesting blue screen. Let's just, yeah, really funny rules. And if you ever want to know more about the bench, this is what I'm benching. So it's 2 sticks of Kingston MFR. I was pulling down the CPU and that caused a blue screen. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if there's some kind of weird like sweet spot or something there. Where I'm getting a bit warm. Let's see if we can boot 3K. Well, that's 3K. But blue screen, so the next logical step would be more temperature. I'm gonna leave the IMC where it is, and I'm gonna go for more on the sticks. Actually, no maximum set right now. Are you sure it works? No, you don't have to have active. Are you sure that maximum does something for DDR3 max valid? I know it does on DDR4 VDI, but that of course I can try as well. Yeah, those pennies are cold. Minus 120 by the way. Okay, I'm gonna disable some cores. And let's see if we can boot at that. Minus 140 on the sticks. IMC is still at minus 50. Let's see. And I'm getting more LN. Oof. Nope. Alright, next step is more VDIM. Let's give them 1.8. Anyone know what MFR likes in terms of VDIM? Still not good. Okay, let's full pot the sticks. Ugh. This camera. It's showing minus 150 now. Slowly still going up, but maybe that's the best reading I'm gonna get. No, it's still okay, minus 160. Minus 162. I'll just leave it. How can I keep it in the field of view? Okay, it's showing minus 165. That's significantly lower than it was before. No, it's still rebooting. It's not liking that. What else can we do? Let's give it a little bit more VDIM. That's part of the reason I kind of wonder if MFR is even the best thing for the stage, because CL10 is very tight for MFR. I kind of think that maybe Samsung is going to be better. Yeah, minus 167 and the pot is still full, so I think this is full pot. It's just that we have a 20-degree delta between just transfer loss between the pot and the spreaders, and then from the spreaders to the probes. Not really getting any scaling out of this VDIM. I'm gonna go up to 1.9 and then I'm actually gonna try like 1.6, because sometimes for validation actually lower is better. Yeah, exactly. Actually getting some kind of post error there. Yeah, I think maxmem next. Let's go with 1.6. It's struggling a little bit more to post. Oh, 0.5. Okay, so that's too little. Yeah, that's definitely too little. So let's go back to 1.65. Maybe that's the right method, is to check what voltage posts, the lowest voltage that posts, and then use that. So 1.6 was not enough. Let's try 1.65. So that's already enough apparently. Now let's see if we can get into OS. If not, then I'm going to drop down the BCLK a little bit, apply maxmem and try again. No, okay, not looking promising. The OS has screwed itself a little bit, so I need to go back down to sane levels. To be honest, it seems like something like 1.7 might be the best. This is struggling a little bit. So let's go to 1.7. Anyway, it's not an exact science. But let's go to 1.7 and go down to like 240 BCLK. F8. Oh, I didn't know that. Who cares? Just any amounts. And 0.7. I'm gonna just boot the OS conventionally, just to make sure the OS isn't corrupted in some way, and then we can go from there. You know, that's a disaster pour. I need the other thermos. Okay, so let's check we're down to 2 cores, because we haven't booted since then. 2 cores, and I'm just gonna apply a basic maxmem. I don't know, 600 just to do something. What's our memory usage? Fuck, 800. How the hell are we on 800 memory? This might explain some things. Okay, we can just do diagnostic startup and just do a reboot. Make sure everything's clean. Make sure the max mem is applied. $700, that's still crazy. I don't really get it. Okay, good. We're down to 300. Getting some LN2. Or maybe not yet. So what's been submitted in this damn stage already? 1,300. Okay, at least we're beating that. An ambient 1,300 stop. Okay, 600 maximum should be fine. Let's see if we can boot 3,000. I'm doing minus 75 on the AMC now, just to compare. Let's lower this as well. And we need a bit more on the pot, memory pot. hanging on 62. Are you sure 10x is 10x CPU multi is a broken ratio? Okay, okay, fair enough. You've benched FX a lot, so I believe you. Let's not mess with that then. Yeah. Do you still have a chip? You have a really good chip. I remember I was trying to beat your W prime or something on FX, and I couldn't. Come on. Ooh. Something's happening? No. Okay, what I'm trying now is... Okay, that's just annoying. I'm trying to pull down the CPU. So now we're minus 100 on the CPU. Nah, the dim's got a little bit too warm. Waiting for the dims to pull down. Minus 155 at the moment. W prime killed it. Well, I should have probably thrown a different CPU in here. I'm nervous about killing it. It's really good. So still pulling down the memory. It's quite slow. Okay. Seems worse than before, actually. Let's actually just try a little bit lower here. and a little bit higher here. Well, my chip, funnily enough, my chip looked like it was dead, but it came back from the dead. So if a chip is throwing 0-0 right after a session, I would recommend wait a week and try it again, because that's what happened with mine. Okay, so 5 BCLK lower helped. Let's try to keep our temperatures. Especially on the RAM. Actually, the good thing about this CPU multiplier is that it's synchronous with the RAM now. I mean, pretty much. Fuck all these windows. Okay, well, I need to re-enable the ASUS comm service. Okay, 5 windows. I need 5 windows. God damn it. And I run out at the wrong time. Nope. Doesn't want to go over 3000 at all. HE GPU Pi, what the hell? Alright, we need more on the CPU. We need to try... Well, maybe I need to have another quick look through the timings. Can't change this. Already maxed this, maxed this, maxed this. Maxed everything pretty much. I guess refresh rate should be slow. I don't know what this even does. Should it be slow or fast? Cycle time. Maybe 90 would be better. Not really sure. Let's just maximize them one by one. Okay, that's the one that doesn't work. So, Newell, what are you working on these days? Are you on Comet Lake? So I couldn't maximize this, but let's try 10. Looks a little bit better. Okay, 10 it is. Fuck Comet. Okay, I kind of agree with you. I was lucky enough to get a board from Gigabyte, but otherwise I would have also skipped the generation, I think. Okay, if it's not Comet, then what are you working on? So 10 is good there. Let's try max here. Keep saving or else I'm gonna lose track of the timings I've successfully set. And max here. Let's just try max on both of those. Matisse. Matisse is Ryzen 3000, I'm guessing. So sorry, I mix up my code names sometimes. So we've maxed everything. The only slight question is the ref rates. So this is a rate, so I don't know about this one, but the cycle time should be loose. So I'm going to loosen that up a little bit. So let's make sure we're all safe. I think that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. Now, what do we have left to work on? Maybe switching frequency. Okay, let's just try and post 3000 and see what happens. Nope, no improvement. Okay, it's time to pull down the IMC. Let's just go full pot and see if that improves things. Time for a bit more LN2. Yeah, first let's also full pot the sticks again. Oh, look who we've got on this on the chat there. All right, Banhammer has been deployed. I don't take kindly to any of this nonsense. Follow for follow and all that usual crap. So, what happened there? Let's try to apply again. I completely missed that. I don't know why the RAM fell back to 1600. Makes no sense to me. So for D, 60, 62, FF, looks good. I don't know what happened there. DDR, okay. Yeah, I may have to build a new profile because it's not applying. One thing I can try is lower the PCLK. I may have to build a new profile. I may have to take a picture of the current profile and try and replicate it. Sometimes this board doesn't like restoring profiles. No, okay. New profile time. So I think the only one I didn't max was WL was 10 instead of 12. I think everything else is maxed. Okay, so where's our load optimized defaults? Oh, all your FX pledging was load PSC profile. Nice. That's basically just to apply that. See how we go. Okay, so that is applying. It's a good first step. Now we just have to disable all our devices and all that. Yeah, I forgot the fan error thing. Time to full pot again. And taking bets. Will it boot? Sticks are a little warm, but we can just try multiple boot attempts while they slowly pull down again. I don't get it. I just disabled that warning. Am I really that dumb? See? Okay, let's disable this thing as well. Alright, full pot on both the sticks and the CPU. Come on. Ah, so close. Man. Not sure where I can go from here. Maybe a tiny bit more voltage. Oof. Okay. All right, let's leave this boot looping for a little bit. I just need to take a really quick break. I'll be back. Thanks for pointing that out. What I was saying was that seemed to be going in the right direction. So I'm going to try a little bit more VDIM. Like you pointed out, you know, voltage doesn't usually help that much, but I'm at a pretty low level. So maybe it's just about finding the sweet spot. I think full pot on the CPU seems to be helping though. Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe Samsung would be a better IC to use here. I really didn't have time to pre-test because this was my plan B, so okay, let's try something. Let's make sure we're not in some kind of weird BCLK hole here. So I'm actually trying to boot higher now. Nope. Hi's a pirate. Failing hard here at a memory overclocking. We've got our this is for Team Cup, so we've got our 2 sticks of MFR under the pot, and we have an FX 8350 under the CPU pot. Currently at full pot on both. Yeah, but I don't know if you're familiar with the stage, but the stage specifies 10 CAS, and I'm starting to think that that MFR is just not good at 10 CAS. It should really be Samsung. No, I want bias. Are you gonna participate in Team Cup, Pirate? Yeah, but it's all about the IMC, right? And I mean, Sammy cast 10 at like -20, let's say, I think would be able to do more than this. So our VDIM didn't help. Let's go back to where we were. Let's try CPU North Bridge. What team are you on actually? Are you on OCN? Okay, that did nothing. I think the simple way to prove this hypothesis is just to increase cache latency. I think even CL12 will be a completely different story. That's just my feeling. So let's do that. I need to get more LN2. Surprisingly high level of LN2 consumption. So this is obviously not going to be legal for the comp, but I just want to see what happens. Yeah, sticks are only at about minus 170 and reboot, no problem. So sticks are taking some time to get colder. Pirate, don't worry about this stage. I think we have plenty of people with the right equipment for this stage. But DDR4 for sure, I'm not doing it. Okay, so now we're no longer legal for this competition, just to make that clear. So I'm just messing around a bit to see what we can do. Yeah, it's completely different. Completely different. I think, I mean, we got an extra 100. So the combination of dual channel and a requirement of CL10 is completely killing us here. Now the next thing might be pulling a stick and going for real valids for the ranking. Let's just have a quick look here. Basically, I'm gonna just search on the same socket. So obviously somebody did almost 4,000, and it was 14, 15, 15. Where's let's check what Matt did. $14.19. Okay, so 14 seems to be loose enough. So let's try that. Let's just go a little bit crazy. Yeah, I mean, this is not a bad DDR3 platform for maximum validations, but once you put in, this is the critical part. Maybe I shouldn't even have done cold for this stage, because once once you basically mandate CL10 and dual channel, it's just dead. Maybe even a dual-sided Samsung stick would do better. So it's, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I want to pull a stick, but I also, maybe I can somehow balance the pod correctly on one stick. I don't think 19 is implemented on this socket, but let's go 15. Throw a coin. I appreciate the humor. God knows we all need humor at the moment. The only thing about pulling a stick, it's kind of a one-way operation. I can't then reinsert the stick, you know? I probably have sticks that do 3000 on air. That is Samsung's. Yeah. I have some different pots. I can show you. Kingpin. It's too light. You need to put, there's no structure inside, and you need to put too many coins in to get it to work. But for like quad channel or something, it's not too bad. And here's the box to the pot I'm currently using. What's going on with my system actually? Yeah, so I didn't use the spreaders. I'm using the Bart X spreaders. Even though these are pretty good. Just have to quickly get into BIOS here before we boot loop again. Okay. And probably, I mean, this is the first time I'm using the half pot, so I'm not sure how much I like it yet. But why does it? It's this system is really bad at just detecting the delete button. Delete, 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 delete. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, that's probably worked. This is my second favorite, the EK pod. It's quite heavy. It's much heavier than the Kingpin one. I'm gonna go insane. This is like, what does it want me to do? Is it 100 presses of the delete key? 150? 200? 1000? Yeah. That seems to have worked. Time for temps. It is PS2. Okay, I'm gonna make one more try at CL10 by maybe reducing max mem a little bit, maybe going in one BCLK steps, and then I might try to bench GPU Pi just for a little bit. See how my efficiency is. So I cleared CMOS. Now, first profile is broken. Let's try the second profile. 240. The other thing I can try is maybe like completely blast the VDIM. This exact CPU did. I can show you. Maybe you know the secret to GPU Pi efficiency because I can't work it out. This CPU did 7.4 Cinebench. OpenCL version, but which is the I use 1.2 and all the top scores are on 1.2, but I'm not getting anywhere with that. My efficiency is so garbage. Okay. Do you feel at liberty to share the right version of 1.2? Because that would really help me out. Okay. the higher maximum is better. Sorry, the lower maximum is better. But I run out of memory because of all the CPU Z instances. Back then, so it means you're modifying it now. Because I have to open like 5 CPU Zs, that's frustrating. Let's see what happens at 2 VDEM. Yeah, but yeah, I need SPD, so I can't set XOC. I could use 32-bit CPU Z. That can reduce the footprint a little bit. I could have a second install of CPU Z that has XOC set, so I validate through the second install. Yeah, but there are a lot of different 2.x SDKs. Okay, that seemed worse, so let's go back down to our sweet spot. Running low on LN2 though. I guess I just need to bin SDKs. Not right now, but just in general for this platform. Because the differences are huge. So many seconds. It's insane. Okay, let's monitor our... Yeah. Alright, let's have some fun. Let's run Cinebench maybe. Let's try to run Cinebench. Own OpenCL, okay, that's interesting. I guess just auto everything. I need to change max mem though. Actually just need to remove max mem. I don't know how good my mount is going to be after all this time, but let's give it a short go. So here's the problematic. 3 points behind. Re-enable superfetch. No. Other one. Just make sure the core enablement worked. Okay. Full pot on the RAM for Cinebench. Don't see that every day. Let's look at my old score. Da 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 da. So yeah, this was my PSC score. 28 times 270. Let's make sure we're full pot. Let's just try. Let's see what happens. Do you run real time or high? I'm gonna try high for now. Can always do real time later. Did our maximum remove itself? Yes. So 1.95. Okay. Yeah, I need more BCLK. Real time, okay. I need I can go to some 29, so well, I can't really do anything because I have to smash the delete key like there's no tomorrow. So we want 7.6, so let's go 7,600 divided by 29, 262. So let's start at like 260. Good ratio efficiency wise, you mean? Just to set the frequency or to bench higher? Trying to set the frequency too quickly. Alright, let's take that advice and go with 31. So 245. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I was at 2.05, I think. So I'm gonna do 30.5 multi 245 VCLK 2 volt run, maybe 1.975. Alright, let's try that. 7.4. Bullshit. Alright, let's do a fresh copy of Cinebench. I'm doing what reverse? Okay, let's try that then. I mean, I did this 7.6 run using the method I'm currently using, but I'm open to suggestions, of course. 31 to 10, 6.5. What do I even need for 6.5? 1.8 maybe? 1.85? I get what you're saying though. It is harder to apply ratios than BCLK. Need more LN2. I need to boot a little bit higher. Seems like. I was doing less than 40 BCLK, but that's okay. It's only 6.5. Let's do like 230. I was booting 210, trying to apply 240, and I could apply 235, but not 240. Maybe I just have a bad mount. It's completely possible. Nope. Let's do it the other way. Well, let's also go up in VCore a little bit and do 31.5. So let's boot to 10, 31.5 at 1.9, or even 215, and then go up to 240. Okay. Let's get a run, hopefully. Finally. Probably slow, but we'll see. That's really bad. It's so incredibly bad. All right. MFR is not the is not the memory I see to use for this bench. Let me try and. Oh, HT. Okay. Are you sure that makes a difference? This is the last thing I'm going to try. One more run, and then I'm moving on to something else. Did you test that? I mean, HT is for graphics, right? I don't know what it helped. Okay, but this I was 200 points away from a good score. Um, I'm actually going to do. I think Cinebench is out of reach. I'm going to do a GPU Pi. Apologies for that. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. $10.3 sounds slow. Sounds very slow. Clearly I'm on the wrong OpenCL. I mean, 4 seconds different is just insane. But let's see if we can maybe, because I know 100M can be a different thing to 1B sometimes. So just out of curiosity, I'm gonna run 100M. Let it cool down a little bit first. Yeah, I know. I know that I'm doing the wrong thing, but it would take like a day of testing to find out the right thing because nobody seems to know it or want to tell me. Let's go 1M 128, and we should be seeing half-second batches. No, that's also half the speed of the silver. Half. Wow. I'm really running out of things to do, haven't I? Well, geek is out of the question. We could run X264 for shits and giggles. Let's see. Let's just see. Ah. All right. Cinnabunch 2001. You know things are getting desperate. Okay, that doesn't work either. Maybe I should go back to Cinebench 15, but is there really nothing I can run at 7.4 gigahertz? Alright. I'm only gonna kill the chip, so all I can do now is pull a stick and try and go for max valid. Should get an oven mitt or something. I also need a rig pick though. So there's the Bartek spreaders. Well, that's certainly not going to be the best contact ever, but let's just give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? All right, have fun. Thanks for your help. I'll let you know what happens. This is certainly a last-ditch attempt at getting something useful out of this session. Oh, there's no maximum. Okay, I'll have to boot higher. Anyway, the thermal transfer is really bad. 160 was what it was showing with full pot earlier. It's slowly creeping down, but it's gonna take some time. So let's reapply our maximum. What was it again? 400. We won't have the multiple CPU Z window issue anymore. Let's try to go with 240 BCLK. Well, it's slowly getting colder. We're at minus 125 now, according to the probe, which might be like more like minus 140. So now we can enable XOC mode. Let's save. And we can also use the 32-bit version. That's a little bit lighter. That's 3000. Okay, let's give it one more reboot. It just seems like we're not really getting anywhere here. Although the pod is still pulling down, so Maybe there's a little bit more voltage tolerance when there's just one stick. Yeah, won't validate. Just gonna try CPU North Bridge. Alright. I'm calling it. We got a result. That's all that matters, really. I'll probably post some pics on Insta or Discord of the state of the board now. I don't really want to risk this chip or this board. I don't think the sticks are particularly good either. My best MFR is on Insta and the Discords. I just don't think the sticks are very good. My best sticks are engineering samples. But I just also feel that this stage just needs Samsung. So until next time, thank you for watching.